Greetings friends, Reformed Stoic here, back with another video. Trying to keep the content train rolling. So, what we have for you right now is how to keep going. We'll see what the title ends up being. Something snappy to catch people's attention. So, my Spurgs, my Chuds, my guys out there who are down bad, you've probably heard this one before. Keep going. Just keep going. Keep going. There's all kinds of annoying stuff that people say when you're, not really where you want to be in life. Like, she comes when you're not looking for her. But a lot of things are based in some sort of wisdom. And when it comes to keep going, there's truth to that one, but it's not really fair. Like, it's not really clever. People shouldn't get credit for saying something deep when they say keep going, because it's like, well, you're literally either going to keep going or you're not going to keep going, which implies something like bad. Like you're just going to like lay down in your house and never leave and maybe not eat and starve to death or something, or worse, and we'll just leave it at that. So the art of keeping going, this video should probably be pretty quick, but I'll just go over a little bit of what inspired me to make this. I had a bad day today. It's been a rough few days. Ultimately, I'm going through the process of getting ready to get confirmed in the Catholic Church, and it was kind of just dumped on me at the last minute that I need to find a sponsor, which is just somebody who will just like stand there and put their hand on my shoulder while I get confirmed, and it basically necessitates that like you have anybody who cares about you at church, and that's causing me some problems right now. So that's kind of put me in a mood these last few days. It's a little bit stressful. I ended up like getting some Mexican food with my mom today, and we had kind of an unpleasant discussion, and these things kind of just Voltroned together to form not really having a great day. And that's pretty much it. That's all that needs to be said about that. So I had kind of a bad day, and I got kind of to a dark place where I get in that place that people get where it's like, man, everything in life kind of feels like shit, and my life is an absolute wreck and a disaster, and just spiraling and things not feeling good. And it's about that point where you'd go like whine, and then somebody would probably tell you keep going. So how do you keep going? And I'll just get to it, because it's really simple stuff, and there's all kinds of self-help advice all over the internet, and a lot of it's very repetitive, and this is going to be a lot of that same advice, but I'm going to just go into how I've kind of like tried and tested this, because I've had a few cycles now where there's up and downs, and what I'm finding actually is that weekends can be rough for me. I really like weekdays, something about the weekend, and I was just now thinking about how it's almost like the weekend is like propaganda for when you're a wage slave, for lack of a better term. Because let's be real, guys, if you got where you want to get in life, like you have your career, you were inspired by something, and you've taken that thing that you're inspired by, and you're making money off of it, you're making a living doing what you love, then you really wouldn't be a weekend warrior. You wouldn't be like, oh, I can't wait to stop doing what I love so I can go get drunk and go to clubs and screw off and eat stupid food. I mean, if you're kind of like this ubermensch super soldier kind of stuff that, we're trying to be around here, like a super hyper productive person, you're not really going to want to eat crappy food. You're not really going to want to go to a bar and screw off. I'm not saying you can't ever have that kind of fun, but this will lead me to my first advice: cheat days, eating crappy food, really standard stuff, guys. I just bring it up because it's not even that it will hurt your gains. You really can have one cheat day a week and be pretty much okay with your diet and your fitness, but the idea that this food is going to make you feel better is basically a lie. So what I would recommend is that, like, a cheat day is fine, but I would kind of try to keep it within some sort of confines of the kind of thing you're doing, Like, for example, I'm still trying to do this high carb thing. It's rough. I'm having doubts. People around me always had doubts. But at the end of the day, what gained me this 10 pounds a couple of weeks ago was when I went off of the diet. So for me, a good cheat day would maybe just be kind of in line with high carbs, you know, like eating sorbet. Sorbet is just high carb, low fat, so maybe I could just bust out some sorbet on my cheat day, or at least have a home cooked meal, you know? Okay, so it can have the macros of like high fat. I can have something high fat once a week, but it should be something that I cook at home, because what I'm finding today is like I had a lot. The tacos by itself wouldn't have been so bad, but I had the street tacos, and then I also had like this big, I imagine like fried rice bowl with a bunch of mayonnaise over it, and it had like fried cod in it, and it was alright. I just think that food kind of contributed to my crappy mood. So hopefully everybody out here is like on some sort of a fitness grind, and you're thinking about some sort of a diet. I'm not going to preach about what diet I think you should do, because I honestly don't even know at this point. But just don't believe the lie that crazy food is going to make you feel better. Like, if you're having a bad day, probably the last thing you should do is go like party at McDonald's, bro. You should probably be like, you know what, today's rough. Let's just have another regular day of eating. Like, let's actually do the cheat day on a day that I'm feeling better. So that's one. The crappy food's not going to save you from like being down bad. So in part of the art of keeping going is keep going with your regular diet, because the food's not going to save you. So number 2, guess what? Pretty simple, pretty standard. Don't need to spend a lot of time on it. Exercise. It's been a combination of a couple of things for me lately. I have this like spidey sense right now, like I'm about to get sick. I felt a little bit phlegmy in the mornings. Something's just felt a little bit off. In the past, when I'm heavier, I usually eventually get sick and then lose like 10 pounds and drop right down to 160. That's probably happened like 3 or 4 times in my life. Honestly, I wouldn't be like that upset if that happened right now, because I have no idea how to lose this 10 pounds the way things is going. So maybe that's what's going to happen. And if it does happen, I just hope it's not COVID. But when I don't work out, I really regret it. Like, I'm really trying to go with every single day working out. Now, weightlifter guys will tell you that rest days are important. I think you should do some cardio on your rest day. Like, I'm watching weightlifter dudes. I'm watching Sam Selleck. He does what am I saying? He does cardio. You know, so get on the treadmill for half an hour, or even just like go for a walk or a brisk jog. Like, do it for your mental health, man. And if you really is like, oh, but I gotta get massive and it's gonna kill my gains, then eat some more food that day. Hell, dude, do your cheat day on your rest day. But overall, guys, I really just believe in like daily working out for mental health. It just makes you feel better. I wouldn't even try to like break down why that is. It just is. I've had enough bad days. I've gone through enough cycles where I know for a fact, for me, so much better off. Like, your average weekday, again, back to the idea that like the weekends can be hard for me. My average weekday is get up, drink my coffee, play drums, work out, do my streams, and then after all that's kind of been done, like, that's kind of like my job right now. Yeah, let's move on. After all that's done, it's like, okay, I did all my productive stuff for today, and more often than not, for me, I feel pretty good just like chilling, cooking my food, watching YouTube, reading, just kind of chilling and doing my thing after that. Like, it's usually gonna be a good day. Which, again, when I get to the weekend, I'm trying to condition myself to just be like, let's just make Saturday and Sunday like Monday and Tuesday, or like Thursday and Friday. Thursday and Friday are pretty solid days. Even like Wednesday and Thursday. I'm not digging the weekend lately. There's something psychological in my head that's like, don't work out on the weekend. don't play drums on the weekend, and eat stupid food on the weekend, and it's cancer. I'm trying to eradicate it. So, not rocket science, guys. Do some sort of activity every day. Now, here's something that's actually a little bit unique to offer, because it's like, oh, okay, like, eat healthy and work out. You said what everybody else says, but sometimes you need to be reminded of this stuff. I call this lawnmower media. Lawnmower media, and it's like when you're trying to start your lawnmower, sometimes it doesn't work, like or weed whacker, maybe it could be weed whacker media, or like rusty weed whacker because it's not starting right. Anyway, it doesn't matter what the saying's called. I call it like lawnmower starting media because you get this vision when you're having a bad day. Like when you're down bad and you're thinking, oh my gosh, everything's over and everything's shit and I hate the world. I'm like scrolling down YouTube and I get that Stan Marsh vision, like the episode where he's depressed and everything's shit. I'm just looking at all of these, I'm looking at all these thumbnails on YouTube, like how I lost 30 pounds in 30 days. And I'm looking at all these stupid reaction GIFs and I'm like, just look at these people, dude. Like, look at this stuff. Like, these people think they're better than me, and like these people have great lives and I have shitty lives, and I'm a content creator and my content nobody cares. Is it because I don't make these stupid GIFs? Like, are these stupid thumbnails? Like, maybe I should do that for this video. Like, how to keep going. Oh, like I hate scroll. I just look down and I just scroll, and it's like, and then you try to watch a video, and then maybe you're like, nope, this sucks. So, lawnmower starting media is like, and I've said this in the past, just watch a movie, just watch something. And maybe you'll throw on a movie, it's like, no, I hate this movie, this sucks. Like, you are a little bit depressed, and it's going to be hard. So that was, that movie sucked, this media sucked. But in the favor of just like moving on, pushing forward, keeping going, because eventually your bad day is going to get over. And you're going to get back to your senses. To me, I already kind of feel like I'm back in it. And I'm going to try to have a productive day tomorrow. And it's like, eventually you're going to find something that you want to watch, man. I found one of the trend stories from More Plates, More Dates. It just popped up in my feed. Some guy who like did some crazy trend cycle and didn't work out. And I was like, okay, this is got my interest, and I'm gonna watch this, and I'm gonna cook my meal, and I just had my big rice wrap. And that's another tip: after you eat something shitty, it does seem to kind of just psychologically get you back to what you know. Like, eat one of your grind meals. Like, if you have a diet, you're probably making these same meals all the time. When you eat something like shitty that was supposed to be like, ooh, I'm gonna go to McDonald's, and then you regret it inevitably, make one of your meals the next time you get hungry. Just, make one of your regular struggle grind meals, and that will kind of get you back into the mindset. It's like, okay, I'm still on my diet, I'm still eating healthy. It will kind of help snap you out of it. It feels good to have like one of my regular meals down that isn't all fried and greasy. So jump-starting the media, man. You're too depressed to watch anything, and then you just start thinking, why bother, and I watch YouTube all the time, and all I ever do is stare at a screen. Watch something, dude. Like, you're never going to get bored of watching YouTube. All of us cope by watching YouTube all the time. You're not special. You're going to have to try a couple of times. You're going to have that everything is shit vision, and you're going to turn a couple of videos off. You're going to be bored. Just keep looking. Maybe, like, put on some music and take a step away. Take a hot shower and like think about something that you want to watch, or thinking about a book that you want to read. Get back in it. Jumpstart it. Keep it going, man. And then, I mean, unless I can think of anything on the spot, I've been going through this cycle for a while, man. For me, it's kind of like my good days are always during the week. Sometimes Monday is rough. Sometimes I feel crappy on Monday because psychologically it's ingrained in my mind that Mondays suck. They're the beginning of the week. But I actually think if I made the weekend like more like the week, then the Monday would feel less like the start of the week. I've been thinking about this for a long time, man. Like, that's the cycle that I've been going through. As the week progresses, really just like Tuesday through Friday, because Friday for me doesn't really feel as much like the weekend. You know, I still do my thing, and then it's like, ooh, the weekend's coming, and then the weekend's massively disappointing. So, wow, I completely forgot what I was saying, but it must have not been that important. Basically, guys, you just keep going, man. Things are really dark right now, and I was just trying to like reflect on my experience from going through this cycle. I'm tired of going through this cycle, and I've identified, okay, the weekends can be rough for me because I have this idea that I'm taking time off from something, but I don't want to take time off because there's not really anything. There are things going on in my life, but I'm not really where I want to be, and there's a lot of things that can bring me down, and I want to stay busy, man. I want to learn how to dance. I want to work out. I want to play drums. I want to read and study, stay motivated, create content. I want to keep going. Like, you just keep going by just keep going. That's how you do it. The weekend, I think, maybe it's just me, is not really that great. And if you do have a 9 to 5, like, if you're trying to elevate in life, you should probably use that weekend for something really productive. Maybe you should get to a point where it's like, okay, weekend's coming. Maybe you should work out harder on the weekends. Like, this is what I'm thinking about for myself. Maybe in the favor of reprogramming myself to make the weekend more like the week, I should do some crazy workout every Saturday and Sunday. Like, maybe like a crazy calisthenics-a-thon on Saturday, and then like some heavy duty cardio workout on Sunday. Something like that to retrain myself. But for you guys, all I can say is, like, I think about a day like today for me, and I watched myself go through this today, and now I'm out of it, and now I'm kind of back, okay, I'm curious about what's on YouTube, and I'm ready to read, and I'm ready to just be okay again. But I think about guys who maybe get stuck in that place where you're depressed and you don't want to watch anything, and you start spiraling into these thoughts. You just keep going. I know it's become a cliche, but at the end of the day, you're either going to just stop, which has all kinds of negative implications behind it, or you're going to keep going. And theoretically, algebraically, you're here, X, and this is maybe not such a great time. But whatever is going to be better than this, if anything's ever better for you, it's going to be over here in the future. Like X to Y or something. I don't know, I haven't done math in a long time, but you're over here and it sucks, and you want to be somewhere better, and that better place is in the future. So to get there, you just keep going. Keep watching stuff on YouTube, keep eating healthy meals, keep working out, and then probably the last thing is, like, keep off of social media. Because, yeah, I found myself kind of just, I've been going through this weird thing where I'm trying to just, like, have Facebook. I want to stop rage deleting Facebook, or rage whatever it's called, deactivating your Facebook. So I kind of figured that out. It's like, okay, I've said some stuff on Facebook. Honestly, some of it's probably kind of making people cringe, as always, but it's not making me burst into flames. It doesn't really matter. If anybody wants to look me up, I'm there. I think now I just need to turn it off and stop noodling with it and stop searching through stuff and just leave it, because it really is cringe. And it's like, why do I want to have one? I don't know, dude. For me right now, I would just like to have one and then just kind of ignore it, and then maybe every once in a while check it. Maybe once a day. Bloop, do I got messages? Nope. And then just leave it. So that's how I feel, guys. And then ultimately, you know, I'm just pretty fresh off of not feeling so great. So, hey, I'm making a video, and maybe it helps some people, and we're just going to keep going, guys. And the YouTube's going to keep going, and I'm going to keep trying to go in with content. And God bless you. Let's keep going.